last book of the month of the year. Hey guys, welcome back. I cannot believe that the year is almost over, and this is our last selection video for book of the month for December. The selections are here. I was not prepared for the selections to drop today. I was expecting them to drop like on the 1st. I'm very unprepared to look at selections today, but I'm very excited. So it's also the last poll of the year for you to vote in to decide which book I pick to do a spoiler talk on. So that poll is live right now. So go and check that out. Please vote, and let's dive into these picks and see what's good. December! I can't believe it's already December. It's not, but Book of the Month thinks it is. Okay, so starting right out, we have a romance. Of course, it's December, so Book of the Month always does their classic romance Christmassy book. So this year is A Winter in New York by Josie Silver. She's a three-peat author. I actually know I have a couple of her other books from Book of the Month that I got secondhand. I have not read them yet, so I don't know if they're good. This delicious rom-com has all the right ingredients: secret family recipes, holiday vibes, and a big pinch of love. Family drama, foodie, salacious, we love that, and holiday, of course. When Iris decides to move to New York to restart her life, she realizes she underestimated how big the Big Apple really is. All the nostalgic movies set in New York she'd watch with her mom while eating their special secret recipe gelato didn't quite do it justice. But Bobby, Iris's best friend, isn't about to let her hide away. He drags her to a famous autumn street fair in Little Italy, and they walk through the food stalls. A little family-run galleria catches her eye. Could it be the same shop that's in an old photo of her mother's? Curious, Iris returns the next day. I feel like we're getting like the whole rundown of the book. The next day, she goes and she meets handsome Gio, who tells her that the shop is in danger of closing. His uncle, sole keeper of the family's gelato recipe, he is in a coma, and they can't make more. When Iris samples the last remaining batch, she realizes that their gelato and her gelato are one and the same. But how can she tell them that she knows their secret recipe when she's not sure why Gio's uncle gave it to her mother in the first place? But like Gio's uncle and her mother had a little romance going or something. Iris offers her services as a chef to help them recreate the flavor and finds herself falling for Gio and his family. But when Gio's uncle finally wakes up, all of the secrets Iris has been keeping threaten to ruin the new life and love she's been building all winter long. Okay, I feel like they gave me the entire breakdown of everything that happens in the book. 3.85. Okay, so this is what annoys me. So first published October 3rd, but it's a December pick, and it came out 2 months ago. But just because it's their holiday romance pick or whatever, I am a little irritated that it still came out 2 months ago. Next, we have, oh, this one. Yes, I know about this one. So I'm actually really interested in this one. So it's a fantasy, a novel of the Nutcracker, Kingdom of Sweets. Buckle up for a dark and strange ride. This wicked rewrite of the Nutcracker has a couple of surprises up its sleeve. Creepy, based on a classic, unsettling, and siblings. Light and dark. This is the cursed birthright placed upon Clara and Natasha by their godfather, Drosselmeyer, whose power and greed hold an entire city in his sway. Charming Clara, the favorite, grows into a life of beauty and ease, while Natasha is her sister's shadow, ignored and unloved. But Natasha seizes the opportunity for revenge one Christmas Eve when Drosselmeyer arrives at the family gala with the Nutcracker, an enchanted gift that offers entry into an alternative world, the Kingdom of Sweets. Following Clara into the glittering land of snow and sugar, Natasha discovers a source of power far greater than Drosselmeyer and the Sugar Plum Fairy, who offers her own wondrous gifts and chilling bargains. But Natasha uncovers the truth about dark destiny crafted long before her birth. She must reckon with the forces beyond earthly and magical, human and diabolical, and decide to which world she truly belongs. So I personally think that the synopsis sounds awesome. I think it sounds so like whimsical and like wild. My problem with this is currently it's rated at a 3.67 and it gets released at the end of November. So clearly early readers are not loving it. I want to read it. And I don't know why. It just sounds right up my alley. Like I love like creepy, like magical type things. But I'm a little worried because Darling Girl was, I think, released last year. And that was a book of the month pick. And it was a Peter Pan retelling. And it was awful. So I'm a little afraid that this might fall into that same realm. But I don't know. It just sounds really good. So I don't know. I'm very curious about this one, but I really, really, really hope that it's not bad. So this is a thriller, No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall. So actually, Kate Alice Marshall's other book, What Lies in the Woods, that was the poll winner from January of this year. So I have a spoiler talk on that one out there, and I really liked it. I thought it was good. So this is her next novel that's coming out in actually 2024. So this is an early release. Small town secrets and family tensions are unleashed when a married couple moves into an old home with a bloody past. Okay, multiple viewpoints, non-linear timeline, unreliable narrator, we love that, and marriage issues. Emma hasn't told her husband much about her past. He knows her parents are dead and she hasn't spoken to her sisters in years. Then they lose their apartment, her husband gets laid off, Emma discovers she's pregnant right as the bank account slips into the red. Emma, things are not going good. That's when Emma confesses that she has one more asset, her parents' house, which she owns jointly with her estranged sisters. They can't sell it, but they can live in it. But returning home means Emma is forced to reveal her secrets to her husband, that the house is not a rundown farmhouse, but a stately mansion, and that her parents died there, were murdered, and people say Emma did it. So I have one problem with this synopsis of this book, and that is that I feel like this premise has been reused over and over in thrillers. The family that died, the main character that was accused of the murder. Obviously, we find out that wasn't the truth or whatever. I feel like it's been done so often that I almost feel like I've read this before. I am curious about it. I'm really, really hoping that the author is able to do something new with this premise that I feel like has been done over and over and over again. So Emma and her sisters have never spoken about what really happened that night. Now her return to the house may lure her sisters back, but it will also crack open family and small town secrets lots of people don't want revealed. As Emma struggles to reconnect with her old family and hold together her new one, she begins to realize that things that have been left unspoken all these years have put them in danger again. This is at 4 stars currently. 336 pages, and it's coming out at the end of January. So as a new release, it's like really, or an early release, it's like really an early release. Okay, so 2 more. We have a historical fiction. So this is a debut and also another early release. Part family drama, part war epic. This harrowing, emotionally riveting debut depicts the havoc wreaked in World War II Malaya. Emotional, multiple viewpoints, nonlinear timeline, and graphic violence. This one seems heavy. I don't love books with graphic violence in them. Also don't love historical fiction. Okay, so 1945, Cecily's family is in terrible danger. Her 15-year-old son Abel has disappeared. Her youngest daughter Jasmine is confined in a basement to prevent being pressed into service at the comfort stations. Her eldest daughter Jujubee, who works at a tea house frequented by junk Japanese soldiers, becomes angrier by the day. Cecily knows 2 things. This is all her fault, and her family must never learn the truth. A decade prior, Cecily had been desperate to be more than a housewife to a low-level bureaucrat. A chance meeting with the charismatic general lured her into a life of espionage, pursuing dreams for an Asia for Asians. Instead, Cecily helped usher in an even more brutal occupation by the Japanese. 10 years later, as the war reaches its apex, her actions have caught up with her now. Now her family is on the brink of destruction, and she will do anything to save them. It sounds heavy. That sounds like a heavy read. Ooh, 4.22 though. It's doing pretty good. 300. Oh, it's only 352 pages. I don't know why when it's like years of the story and like it sounds so heavy and everything. I was expecting this to be like a 500-page book. That's a lot to slam into 350 pages. That's wild. Okay, so the last one is our yearly look back. So last year it was Babel. Every year, Book of the Month picks a book that doesn't come out. That's not like a month selection, but it's a book from sometime this past year. This year it is a short story, Tomb Sweeping. I have not heard of this one. It's very interesting that it's a short stories pick. Brimming with warmth and vibrancy, this beautiful debut collection of stories asks sharp questions about modern life. Okay, so I don't feel like I've read anything that is like a short stories like collection before. International, literary, millennial, and tech world. Compelling in perspective, Tomb Sweeping probes the loyalties we hold to relatives, strangers, and ourselves. In stories set across the US and Asia, Alexandra immerses us in the lives of immigrant families, grocery store employees, expecting parents, and guideless lab assistants. I'm curious to know how long each of the short stories are. Like how many characters are we following in their own small short story? 3.82. So this came out in August. And it's 256 pages. So it's a little guy. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. I've never really read like a short stories like novel before. Okay, so let's see what we have for add-ons. So I do know they've just been like popping up random add-ons throughout November, which is weird to me. I don't know. So the V.E. Schwab one, I think that was their last month. Same with The Future. The Mystery Guest, The Gentleman's Gambit, Gwen and Art Are Not in Love, The Frozen River, The Other Mothers, 5 Years From Now, Alice, Sadie, Celine, The Second Chance Year. That one looks like a New Year's Eve type book. I think last year there was also a New Year's Eve type book in December as well for an add-on. That makes sense because we're close to the end of the year. Lots of add-ons to pick from, actually, if you are looking for some new add-ons. That's quite a few to pick from. So that is it for the December selections. I'm curious to know, are you happy with the selections? Are you not so happy with the selections? This is the last month of the year for Book of the Month selections, which is wild to say. I can't believe it's already the end of the year. But be sure to get out there and vote in the poll that I have currently for the last spoiler talk of the year. As always, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.